Welcome to Inside the Deal. I'm Suzanne Stevens with Jonathan Finger. John is a partner with Finger Interests. John, you guys are leading an effort to oust Ken Lewis of Bank of America along with two other board members. Why does Ken Lewis need to go?
Well, it's not just Ken, it is the two other board members, and we're doing a campaign to change the corporate governance at Bank of America. We want to change the focus away from a focus on size and footprint and market share and more toward a focus on protecting and building shareholder value.
A key point of contention, though, that I've certainly seen in the material you've got out there for shareholders is that Bank of America did not disclose all the valid information to shareholders in advance, such as?
That is a key issue. We feel like there were losses at Merrill Lynch on the order of $13 billion by the end of November, prior to the shareholder vote. And that is material information that was not disclosed to shareholders. And we think they had a legal and ethical obligation to disclose that information to shareholders.
What about the Merrill bonuses that have become a point of contention as well?
Right. Well, obviously those are the bonuses that the New York Attorney General is looking at. We're not going to discuss the propriety of those bonuses, but we think that, again, that is information that is vital and should have been disclosed to shareholders.
Ken Lewis has certainly been under a lot of pressure for many months now. Why do you think he's still there? Why is the board still supporting him?
Good question. You know, we think it's a board that's very loyal. We think their loyalty lies primarily with management, and we think that that's one of the things we're trying to change. The board should represent the shareholders, the owners of the company, and we don't think they've done a good job doing that.
What about the other two board members? You've made a point of saying it's not just Ken Lewis.
Right. Temple Sloan is the lead director. He's also on three of the primary committees. He's on the executive committee, the governance committee, and the compensation committee. And he sets the tone for the board of directors. He clearly would have known about the situation at Merrill Lynch prior to the shareholder vote and would have been involved in most major decisions about what information should have gotten disclosed to shareholders. And Jackie Ward is chairman of the Asset Quality Committee. You know, we have a couple of issues. Number one, she's on 5 corporate boards, and so I wonder how much attention she can truly pay to the committee she's on at Bank of America, which is a vital committee. Asset quality is a very big issue at this company, especially now, given the level of loan losses that they're experiencing.
Do you think that Ken Lewis did a deal that he didn't want to do? A lot changed between the time that that deal was announced and the time that it closed, and there's certainly been speculation that there was some government pressure to get that deal done. What are your thoughts about that?
You know, my thoughts are his first obligation is to his shareholders. And despite any type of government pressure that came, he should have said, look, I have to take care of my shareholders first. And even before the shareholder vote, they knew about losses at Merrill Lynch of almost $13 billion. Okay? At that point, they should have gone to the board and said, hey, we need to change the terms of this deal so that it's more favorable for shareholders. We need to protect our shareholders first. And they did not only did they not disclose the information, but they didn't change the terms of the deal to protect shareholders.
Are you pursuing legal action based on that, or just the trying to oust Ken from the board?
We have 2 parallel tracks that we're running on. We are trying to change the governance by ousting Ken Lewis and 2 other directors, but we have also filed suit in the Southern District of New York alleging that they failed to disclose material information to shareholders and that they violated, you know, Section 14 of the Exchange Act.
And what stage is that lawsuit in?
The period where people can file lawsuits has closed, and now we have petitioned with the judge to be the lead plaintiff in that case.
Bank of America announces its earnings on the 20th, April 20th. We've seen some banks come out with pretty positive earnings over the last week or so. Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. If Bank of America performs well and comes out with some positive numbers on the 20th, what are you going to think at that point? I mean, could there be some turning point for the bank?
You know, I don't think so. In fact, we expect they probably will have pretty good numbers. You know, they've telegraphed that already. They said that Countrywide's doing very well with the refi boom. They've shown league tables where Merrill and Bank of America combined are doing very well on that side of the business. So we expect them to probably have a pretty good quarter. That doesn't change the fact that they have destroyed a lot of shareholder value. You know, the stock's at $10 now. You know, it used to be at $35. So there's still a long way to go for that shareholder value to be recovered. But the Merrill Lynch deal was permanently dilutive. In other words, we don't think the earnings that come out of Merrill Lynch are ever going to justify the price that they paid.